Okay, so we're here on the Burlington lakefront talking to an electric boat company. Peter Keller.
Yeah.
Maybe you can introduce yourself.
Sure, yeah. My name's Pete Keller. I co-founded a company called Envigo.
There it goes.
We're a
Sorry.
marine technology company, and as you can see right now, the boat is going by us. It's an electric boat with zero emissions. And the value there, in terms of electric, is historically electric has had a challenge on the water because the range is limited. It's about half the range for about double the price of a conventional boat. So you're just not getting the performance. With our boat, which is an electric hydrofoil boat, we actually lift the boat out of the water, which gives you 3 to 4 times the performance range. So that's sort of the first benefit of what we're up to. But the other big benefits, as you can see, is there's very little noise. It is off the water, so even though it's a calm day, on particularly wake-filled days, you would really notice it, where there's no pounding through water. You're not crashing through waves. You're not going through crosswake and getting rocked around. And it's really nice being silent on the boat because you can actually just have a conversation like you normally would right here. As we'll experience later, when on the boat, we'll be talking at about the same level. We're actually building things into the boat that are autonomous, underwater detection for collision avoidance, swimmer awareness, to know if there's any obstacles around you or people around you when you leave the dock, and dock assist, so that when you leave the dock you won't be hitting something. When you actually come back to the dock, it's very easy to dock. We've got a joystick, as well as virtual anchor, which is basically park and hold. So if you're at a lock and you're waiting to go through, you just choose a position, you press a button, you park there, and you just stay there until you're ready to go again. Or if you're watching fireworks up at Walker's Point, as an example, in Muskoka, and you just want to stay in fixed position.
So can you tell us a little bit about the company's based out of Waterloo, correct?
Yeah, the company's based out of Waterloo. We are a marine technology company, but we actually come from the background of aerospace. Prior to this, the co-founders worked at a aerospace drone company where we designed, engineered, and manufactured drones for defense, fire, police, commercial, that had to be incredibly reliable, incredibly easy to use, and just follow the task of the operator, so the operator could focus on the mission, not the task. We sold that company in 2019, and we started this company. A gentleman named Mike Peacegood, who was the co-founder of that prior company, Arion Labs, was the core founder here, and he brought some of the team back together as co-founders here to develop what you see today.
Maybe tell us something about the specs of the boat as well, in terms of the battery size.
Yeah,
the cost.
sure. Yeah, so the battery, the battery size, it's an 80 kilowatt battery, similar to a Tesla size battery.
NMC chemistry.
Yep. It. Sorry, 1 second. Yeah, the range is projected at about 120 kilometers. We're testing that right now because this is our prototype. 120 kilometers is actually quite far on marine, especially in the Great Lakes and the inland lakes. It's lots of range.
Right now it's about 80 kilometers.
Right now we're getting about 80 kilometers is our projection. Our speed projection is 80 kilometers.
But the cruising speed will be 40.
Right.
And it goes into hydrofoil at 35.
Correct. That's exactly it.
Maybe
Yep.
you can repeat because the
Yeah.
microphone you have. The
Oh,
microphone
sorry. Yeah.
outside.
Yeah. So our top foiling speed is projected to be 80 kilometers an hour. We're working our way up there very quickly. The foiling speed to get up on foil is about 35 kilometers, with a cruise speed of about 40 kilometers and a projected range of about 120 kilometers. You can actually also use the boat as a planing boat if you just want to use it as a regular boat. So if you're in shallow waters, you just retract the foils. If you are going into a boathouse, you retract the foils, you lift it up. So there's all those qualities as well, but really you get the performance when you get it off the ground or off the water, and the range. Yeah.
Maybe a dumb question, but is this something that can be used for a ski boat or a wake boat at all, or no?
Yeah, so not for a wake boat because it's basically anti-wake. But yeah, as a ski boat, we're actually testing that right now. We actually did have a skier on. Sam, actually, who's driving it, I think was the one skiing. But we did have a skier on there about a month ago, and it seemed to work quite well. We have to tune the flight control system to make that optimal, because you actually have a guy going back and forth from side to side behind the boat. So we're thinking of building in a flight control option that's for skiing, right? Just like for other conditions, like you would have on a car, where you choose to winter or mud or whatever it is, right?
What's the horsepower?
It's 350 horsepower peak, yeah.
Single prop or dual prop?
It's dual prop.
Dual prop.
Yep.
And price is projected to be?
400,000 US.
And when do you think you'll be coming to market? I understand you're going to be at the boat show, hopefully this.
Yeah, so our objective is to be at the boat show this January in Toronto, Toronto International Boat Show, and we're going to, for orders we're taking today, delivery is anticipated for the end of 2026.
Okay, perfect.
So
we're going to go out in the boat.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go for a spin.
That's there, and then just the length of the boat as the rest.
Okay, so let's say that again. Tell us about the battery.
So like the batteries were standing there. We want the center of mass to be just in front of the foil, and so the battery adds about 500 kilograms of weight, and then just the fact that the boat, there's a lot of weight in front of the battery, it balances out. So the center of mass is right about here, right where we want it.
And what's the length of the boat?
24 and a half feet with the swim platform.
That's a cherry.
Since you're talking.
Oh. Right. Yeah, 24 and a half feet with the swim platform.
Around the world, so.
Yeah.
Your millions of followers.
I don't like hearing my own voice on video. Yeah, so we did a lot of work because we're a flying boat. You have to have the center of mass at a certain spot. So we did a lot of work to make sure that was the case.
Cool. All right. Let's roll.
All right, enjoy.
Thanks, man.
Well, we've got one feature we could show off while we're at the dock. We have an auto docking system that we're working on right now. So it would be really similar to a system that you would see on a car, where you have a full 360 view of the car. So right now we just have it set up so you can see the dock and you can see the camera in front and the camera behind. But in the future, we'll be able to use all 6 of these cameras to do lots of really interesting features like auto docking, collision avoidance.
So camera-based system, no sensors, just cameras, right?
We also have a radar sensor up in the front of our boat, which we'll be using for our forward-facing collision avoidance. And
Adaptive cruise?
Sorry?
Adaptive cruise?
Yeah. Not really necessary with the rest of our system, but yeah, with the radar along with the cameras and all the other sensors that we have in our boat, you'd be able to sense something like a log or a rock in the water. We can use that along with our charts as well, which we built into the system as well, so that we know exactly where everything should be, where it actually is, and then we can avoid collisions automatically using all the controls we have.
Excellent. All right.
Good to go?
Yes.
Now, does it just fly on its own when it gets to 35, or do you do something to?
Yeah, we'll get out there and Sam can walk us through actually deploying the foils right through to the feeling of liftoff, and we'll talk a bit about coming down off foil as well and what to expect, which is generally a very smooth experience.
So once you reach a certain speed, you have to deploy the foils manually, or do they deploy automatically?
So we deploy the foils manually. So we want people to have that choice because if they are in shallow water, like right now when we pulled away from dock, we had the foils retracted. So when we get out here, we'll walk you through exactly how we deploy the foils with our UI on the screen. So you deploy them before you actually start with speed, and then once they're deployed and it's indicated on the system that they're deployed.
So you accelerate while the foils are deployed.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. And then you get to approximately 35 kilometers. It's not the 88 kilometers from Back to the Future, but it's the 35 kilometers from Envigo.
Well, it's kind of cool since when you go in those areas, it says no wake. You guys could be just barreling right through.
That's right. Yeah. No, that's right. Yeah. You know, you don't. There is something in the background that makes you have a guilt-free experience because there isn't emissions, and there isn't wake, and you're not disturbing people on the shoreline with noise or throwing people off their paddle boards, or all experiences that we've had as cottagers or people on the water, where these boats go by and you get these huge wakes that come by, and it can be a bit disruptive. And you know, I don't think people fully comprehend how much harm they're doing to the water with combustion boats, with all the pollution. It just doesn't register, I don't think, because they don't see it. And as you know, maintenance on electric is much more manageable. Being a electric car driver, and
I can relate to this. We were at quite a small lake called Long Lake this summer. You know, quite narrow. Like here to the shore is how wide the lake was.
Yeah. Okay.
Idiots go barreling by.
Yeah.
And the waves come up, and then it was like, oh, they're advertising it's a nice little beach for the kids. It was just scuds.
Yeah.
Because it was stirred up all the water. It was all this black crap that comes up all the time. You know.
Yeah. It's because of guys like Sam, right, Sam?
Yeah, for I mostly have a sailing background, but I have some power boating.
No, but I was kidding. He's almost all sailing.
Yeah.
You're part of sailing club, actually.
Yeah.
So Sam's been, like I said before, Sam's been boating since before he was walking. So he's our resident driver. He's just a great engineer, but also knows what he's doing in the boat.
So when you turn the wheel, what's it turning?
It's controlling differential thrust.
Oh, okay.
So even right now, we're barely moving. When you do that, you still get a little bit of thrust is given to the props.
Yes.
The props are spinning right now. We just can hear them, but they're actually spinning right now.
Not right now. I've turned it off because we're gonna do the whole deploying the foils and getting the boat ready. But because we have all these advanced systems on the boat, but from a user experience, we want it to be the same as regular boating. So our controls from a user standpoint are the same, even though behind the scenes it's all different. We have a steering wheel to control the direction that we want to go, and we have a throttle that controls how fast we want to go. So it's all fly-by-wire.
But the steering wheel, normally in a boat, it's going to be moving sort of a rudder or the props or whatever. Is it doing that?
So it's not doing that here. This boat actually doesn't have a rudder. For when we're planing, we use differential thrust between the two propellers. So basically, we spin one propeller faster than the other propeller, and it causes the boat to turn. Yep, similar to drones. So we build off a lot of that drone technology that we developed over the last 15 years at the previous company. But yeah, then once we're in foiling mode and we actually get up onto foil, then what we have is essentially an airplane. So we have controls like an airplane does. We have ailerons to give the boat roll, and we have an elevator at the front that controls pitch. So we use the user input of where we want to turn, and then we do everything on the back end automatically in order to turn the boat the way that we want, the way that we're asking it to go. Yeah.
Do you know what sort of warranty you're going to be offering?
Well, I mean, that's an interesting question, actually. For our early adopters, we're selling what's called the Limited Founders Edition, which this is will stem from this prototype. But yeah, I mean, we're really looking for champions early on that actually work with us almost as partners of the company versus customers. So, I mean, the warranty with them will be just making sure that they're successful and because it's a benefit for us as well to make sure the boat gets to the level that we need to sell beyond the 5 or 10, right? So beyond that, I mean, it really depends. Probably a standard warranty once we get up and running. But early adopters will get the latest software upgrades. They'll actually get some free software upgrades to, ensure that they reap the benefits of new technology. Just because you buy a boat in January and we come up with something new in August, we don't want them to suffer from that. So the nice thing is the early customers will actually be buying a boat that's only going to get smarter. We want to make sure that they're along for that journey, and that they're supported. I'm sorry?
Like a Tesla.
Yeah, like a Tesla, right?
What about customization? Are they going to be able to pick interior, exterior colors and trim and all that? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I think at the level of prestige that we're offering in terms of the boat itself and the offering that it has and the uniqueness of it, I think it would be an injustice to not let people choose, the interior designing and coloring and what they're looking for. So, I mean, we have this particular frame built, or this design built. That won't change too much in the early renditions, but in terms of the interior, seating configuration, coloring, even things down to what feature would they like to see in the boat that we should maybe launch with first. So absolutely.
And so this is a 4-seat configuration. You mentioned there might be a 6-seater as well?
Yeah, so at present, we actually have seats for right behind these the motors here for the hydraulics. Back facing. Yeah. We haven't put them in yet because we've been testing with 4 people. We've been just doing it. It's just one of those things we haven't gotten to yet. But this is a 6-seater boat, and we can change the configuration to benches or do all sorts of things. But generally speaking, I don't think it'll be more than a 6-seater.
Okay, and then eventually you say the plans are to scale up to larger boats and then maybe scale down to like a more affordable boat.
Yeah, exactly. So NV2 could very well be a mid-market boat, or we could go the other direction where NV2 is a larger boat, right? We can scale down to very small 1 or 2 man systems, all the way up to 120 feet plus, on the commercial B2B side, or somebody who's looking for an experience in a bigger
city
boat.
commuting and stuff.
Yeah,
I would
exactly.
think though there must be some sort of a market down the road for like search and rescue or something. Can you imagine going out in this and there's really brutal waves and all that, and you can get out there and then you drop the foil and you can get the people in or whatever, right?
Well, the eVTOL is being tested. The one-person eVTOL is being tested by Polish emergency services in the mountains. Yeah. In a mountain rescue. So, I mean, both could have some similar applications.
The Polish technology community is actually doing some really interesting stuff in and around that space. They're pioneers in a lot of ways, and hopefully that'll go a bit more mass in terms of globally in terms of some of the stuff that they're doing. But yeah, in terms of the search and rescue and all of those things, you're right. The police boat. So we're having initial talks with some of those folks already. I mean, it's a very quiet boat. So if you're looking for reconnaissance of the sorts, that you can actually get pretty close to somebody.
Right up behind the drug runners, don't even know you're there.
And without emissions.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's the beauty, is that the market is so fragmented that there's so many options you can work towards. The bad side of that is that's sort of the ugly reality of the industry, where it's one of the oldest in the world, yet things are still operating like they were 150 years ago. It doesn't have to be that way. Cars don't.
Yeah. Okay, so here we go.
Oh, we still got a couple things we got to do.
Okay.
So we just got the boat.
Sorry.
Sorry. We just got the boat out into deep enough water, and now we're going to go through the steps of deploying the foil. So this is our custom UI screen that we've made over here. It gives you all the information that you would need. It's obviously a little different than what you might see on a gas-powered boat. So over on the right here, we have the charge of the boat, and on the left, we have the power that we're currently using to operate it. Here we have our different modes. So because we have retractable foils, you can operate this boat as a traditional planing boat. It's got a deep V shape, so you can get this boat up onto plane and use it like a traditional planing boat. But obviously our best feature is the foiling mode, which I'll get the boat into.
Is this your own software
right now
that you're running?
Yeah, so this is a custom display that we've made for our boat specifically. Right here in the middle we have the boat. This is actually a side view of the boat itself, and it shows live what the boat is doing. So here in these bottom sections you can see the foils themselves in the retracted position, and then we have a water line here, so when the boat comes out of the water you can actually see the boat move above that water line. So yeah, this is a custom screen. And yeah, while we're talking about it, on the second screen right now, this can be changed to whatever the user wants it to be. Right now we just have it as your traditional navionics charts, but we're working on some custom GPS apps through a partner, and that's where we'll build in some of our autonomy features like the collision avoidance, and knowing when you
and autonomous driving to a destination, kind of like
yes,
Tesla. Yeah.
exactly, yeah, those
Avoiding
types of
obstacles
things.
and following channels and
Yes.
certain depths, whatever, safe depths.
Yeah. Yeah, so right now it's just navionics like you would see on every other traditional boat. Yeah, so to deploy the foils, all we have to do is push a button. So right now we're in planing mode, and to get it into foiling mode, we just have to push a button to change modes. And now in order to deploy the foils, you just have to hold a button so that you're not moving something while someone could be swimming behind the boat. So you need some user input. And now the foils will start to go down. So if you see on the screen
It's
that
flashing. Yeah.
it's flashing to know that it's moving, and also the image is moving to show that the foils are deploying. So
And once they're fully deployed, it'll stop flashing, so that will tell you that they're fully deployed.
yes, exactly. Yep. So we're almost at the bottom there, and now it's not flashing anymore. We can let go of the button, and now we've switched over to our foiling mode. So now we're ready to go.
Can you deploy them while riding the boat, or you're supposed to deploy them while stopped?
You can deploy them while riding the boat. I wouldn't recommend doing it at a high speed, just because of we use hydraulics to control it. So yeah, we have a number. I think it's around 10 kilometers an hour that you can deploy the foils. Just for demonstration purposes, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we will add in a lock so that you can't deploy them while you're going too fast.
Yeah. Okay.
But we can adjust the foils while we're foiling, because we have an airfoil underneath the boat. Based on how fast we're going, we need more or less lift. So like an airplane would just pitch the whole airplane up and down. Like when you're taking off and you want to gain altitude, you're raised up like this, and then once you're at altitude, you level out. We have a similar system to that, except the boat will stay level the whole time to give the user a comfortable ride. The boat stays level, and the foil itself rotates in order to adjust that amount of lift that you need.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, so let's get foiling then. Actually, I'm just gonna say a couple more things. Yeah, so
Starting to be like me.
yeah. So we designed it to be just like a traditional boat with your steering wheel and your throttle. So all I have to do to get the boat up on foil is command a speed using this throttle right here, and then steer the direction that I want to go. So those are the only two inputs that I would need in order to get the boat foiling. There we go. We're ready to go.
And we're up already.
Already, yeah.
It's so quiet now, because before you could hear the water turbulence, and now all you hear is the wind and.
Right. Yeah, you really just hear the wind, and once we turn the other direction, you can actually have a normal conversation. Even now, I'm not yelling by any means.
No turbulence behind the boat at all. Really none.
Yeah, very little wake. Yeah. And when we turn the corner, you can see how the boat actually hugs into the water, so you're not sliding across the water when you're turning. You're actually, when you turn a corner, you're not actually sliding across the water. You're actually hugging, because the foils actually keep the boat grounded in the water for very smooth turns.
And you can have a conversation without shouting.
It's nice.
Listen to music. You can. You don't have to crank it up.
I'm actually not talking much louder, I don't think, than we were on shore. Maybe the same, right?
You need to have a window that you put down though.
Yeah. We're, again, as a prototype, you can even look at the windows. They're not actually like the best material. We'll be replacing all that,
You know,
but
that fighter cockpit, you slide it back.
yeah, we're testing all sorts of things.
So smooth, eh?
But it's really nice when you go across the wake of another boat, because normally you brace for it, and I still psychologically feel like I have to brace for it.
How far above the water level?
We're about 1.5 feet. Yeah. So it actually seems like you're higher than that.
So say that again. How far above the water are we with the foils right now?
Yeah, the foils right now are coming out of the water by about 1.5 feet. Yeah, so you're really not off the water that much, but it's enough to give you that smooth, quiet experience.
Yeah, you don't hear any sounds of the water slamming against the hull. The only thing you can hear when you're out here is a little whine from the electric motors
and the wind.
So when you're turning, you're adjusting the foils there, or the prop.
Yeah,
The thrust on the prop.
just like on a plane.
And also the
right, the ailerons.
That's the pitch on the wings.
It's a combination of the whole system. It has to. We activate each of the sensors.
Too tight.
Yeah, just turned a little tight there. We activate each of the sensors 200 times a second in order to keep the boat up on foil and try to do what I'm commanded to do.
Yeah, you can feel it level right out so quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll actually be, we haven't really optimized for sound yet either, so it'll actually be, the motors will actually be quieter. We still have to do some insulation work behind these boxes here, but even now it's quite quiet. Yeah, the wind, yeah.
And the boat will have to also compensate for the wind, I guess, side wind, etc., etc.
Right.
So that's all this will be.
Right.
And we can continue to improve these things even after we've shipped a boat through software updates.
So how fast are we going now?
Right now we're going 22 knots is the speed that we're going. So this is our cruising speed. This is where we're most efficient, is at 22 knots, but we'll be able to get up to 40 knots. So that's 40 kilometers an hour, up to 80 kilometers an hour is the foiling range. Yeah.
So we're going about half the speed that it's going to. We're going about half the speed that it's going to be going. Ultimately, if people want to get up that fast.
And you said the goal is about 120 kilometers per hour.
No, sorry. The goal in range is 120 kilometers. Yeah,
okay.
and in speed about 80. That's right. No, not that fast. Yeah. Right. No, that's our target range.
And now we're back in normal mode. You can see how much weight there is.
Yeah.
In the regular mode.
What about the U.S.? You running any interest down there?
Yeah, we do. We're targeting the Muskoka and Georgian Bay area and the Great Lakes, primarily because we love the idea of being able to service people really quickly if they need it.
Yeah.
So we've got, just like probably Tesla, we can do over-the-air diagnostics, right? So in some cases, we'll know, because we'll get the data, we'll know if there's something wrong with somebody's boat before they even. They do. So if we can be at their door within 2 to 3 hours, that's different than having to get on a plane and go to,
Fly to Miami.
or go to, Asia or whatever. So
Oil service, kind of like that now.
yeah, so we're very selective in our target reach, unless there's a volume order in an area where we can make sure that we support them through the right resourcing. But yeah, I mean, we are getting interest from there for sure.
Do you see yourself becoming profitable at all in this, or is this really a entry level to get some of the cooperative agreements?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it can be a profitable business because it is so unique in what we're doing. On the price point, as you produce in volume, you start making greater margin, obviously, and you have better relationships with suppliers, which helps. But longer term, I mean, we are looking to have an impact on the entire industry, and then you're talking about things that are like licensing out the technology in some of the areas that we talked about earlier, and that's where that recurring revenue stream comes.
Yeah.
And you can take that and you can reinvest it in NV2 as an example, to drive the capital that will take that and will take our technology further. So
I can imagine you must have had to sub out the hull, like somebody made the hull for you.
yeah, so we're a marine technology company, so we really feel comfortable with that side of the business. We worked with a super yacht designer called Design Nova out of North Carolina. They usually do mega yachts. Worked with us because we were just doing something unique they thought they could get behind. And then we worked with a naval architect from the America's Cup Team New Zealand. a guy named Steve Killing, and he brought that boating expertise in terms of how do we build a boat that will perform well in the water and of equal importance perform well when you're foiling. So he brought that expertise, and then from the actual, to answer your question, the building of the hull piece, we actually worked with a guy out of Cambridge named Simon. I don't know if Simon has a business, Sam, that he actually has a name to. Do you know?
I can't remember.
He's done like a multiple performance boats, but I don't know what his actual business name is. Mike would know.
It's something like mold pattern shop.
Yeah.
Something.
So what is the material that you use for the?
So this is carbon fiber mixed with is it like a glass comp?
Yeah. So this boat was just our working prototype. So we didn't use a mold for this boat. We hand laid it up using forms. So it's got a carbon fiberglass sandwich with foam in the middle, all hand laid up for this one. Our production boat will be coming out of a mold, obviously, though. Yeah.
Alrighty. Yeah. That's it for our test drive. Thank you very much for the.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time and the test drive. It's an amazing boat, and hope you get a lot of sales. We'll definitely will run it on our channel and try and spread the news as wide as we can.
No, thanks very much for taking the time to come out. And I know when you're dealing with traffic, and it's only an hour out here, but it's time to get here and time to get back. And just the confidence to trust that we actually had something that was worth coming out to see.
Yeah. So maybe can to end, just state your name and the company name and your website.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so my name is Pete Keller. I'm one of the co-founders here at Envigo. We're based in Waterloo, Ontario. We're a marine engineering company that's built NV1. Our website is www.envigo.com.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.